The cultivar we're looking at here is Triumph. Triumph was a release from the from the UGA breeding program. It was one of Ron Lane's releases, and it was released as an early season self-fertile bronze cultivar. Triumph, when it first came out, was liked quite well, but then it kind of got to where people didn't like it. And one of the reasons they don't like it is it's just a little bit too dark pink in color. And sometimes, especially when you're packing them for stores, they didn't really like that darker color because it made them look like they were overripe. Go along with that, one of the other issues is the Triumph can be a quite soft berry at times. And then it can also be a little bit smaller than you want. If you get a heavy crop load, berry size tends to get smaller and smaller the more crop you get on it. And it's just not quite large enough for the maximum value that we want to see in a crop. Overall, it's a very vigorous, healthy, good growing vine. Tends to have a really good flavor. I know a couple people in our department really would like to preferentially pick Triumph because they do like the flavor, and it is quite sweet. I think it would be an okay vine to have. I've seen it some places where the fruit is not as dark colored. It seems to be a little lighter, a little firmer flesh. And one of the big questions we had was, is it a different variety where there are two different Triumphs out there in the vineyards? And we collected leaf samples from several of these, and I did a DNA test, and I couldn't find any differences between them. So it really didn't look like they were two different vines in terms of cultivars. And then we propagated one, and when we propagated it, it came off a vine with very pink fruit like this vine. In the first year or two, it had a much lighter colored fruit, bigger fruit. And I'm wondering if maybe crop load just really influences how the berries appear. Anyway, Triumph I think is a decent home cultivar. Maybe pick your own, but I don't think it's going to go anywhere in terms of fresh fruit market sales in the grocery stores. And doesn't seem to be picking up in terms of selling that many vines. So good vine, but probably on its way out in terms of usefulness.